Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to explain to you exactly why the polls are even more off and misguided than 2016. The latest poll today that Politico is talking about is a CNN poll. Biden is up 14 points. The most important topic, the most important subject for voters within that poll is the economy. In that poll, President Trump has a five-point lead among Biden in the economy. A 5-point lead. Now, interestingly enough, not only does he have a 5-point lead, but he's led almost every poll. So they talk about the historic trend of each topic. So they talk about how many times has Trump led on the economy, on the issue of the economy. It's like almost every poll he's consistently defeated Biden. First of all, Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee, so share my Times of Israel article. Hillary Clinton, not Biden, will be nominee. Share that everywhere right now on Facebook and Twitter. People are going to say, oh, what? Just do so if you feel like it. I do not have Twitter. I do not have Facebook, but if you do, share my Times of Israel article. Hillary Clinton, not Biden, will be nominee. And subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. I'm building that one up, and we'll see what I do with the H.A. Goodman hyperbole translator, which used to be Bizarro World Goodman. We'll see. Something will happen there. But you look and share my Huffington Post article, Hillary Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. That's in 2017. I wrote that. That will be the biggest call of all time. If you look, Biden, 46%, President Trump, 51%. 5 points that Trump leads. In this poll, he's down 14 points nationally. Okay, I'll explain why in a second. But within the poll, okay, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter what your age is or what you're making. Pretty much everyone across the board, pretty much everyone across the board thinks that President Trump is better on the economy. So, even for 18 to 34-year-olds, okay, generally you would say they're more liberal or progressive or left-leaning. Trump defeats Biden by 1 point. And this is important, okay, because the whole planet knows that Trump is a business, an economy president. He's presided over record low unemployment before a self-induced mini depression, okay, which was completely self-induced. Okay, once you give the keys of the U.S. economy to an immunologist, you're going to have a depression. We don't have to get into that, but experts should stay in their lane. You do the best you can as a society to deal with a potential catastrophe or a virus, but you do not cause 35 to 40 million people to be unemployed and then say it's the president's fault. Sorry. Okay. You could have engaged, well, we can go on forever about that, but here, 51% Trump, 46% Biden. On the most important topic, they choose President Trump. Even 18 to 34-year-olds, 49% Trump, 48% Biden. Now, 35 to 49-year-olds, you get a huge gap. 52% Biden, 43% President Trump. Okay. Now, that is a huge part of the electorate. 35 to 49, it could be perhaps the greatest, well, one of the greatest segments of the electorate. 52 to 43%. So you have what? A 9-point, President Trump leads by 9 points. Now, from 50 to 64, it's 49%. So, okay, 50 to 64, Biden's tied. But then it goes to 40 for 65 and older. It goes 44% to 53%. So a 9-point, another 9-point differential. Okay, so again, for everyone under 45, it says, for everyone under 45, it's 47%, 50% Trump, And then for everyone above 45, it's 52% to 45% Trump. Okay, so if you're everyone above 45 years of age, Trump leads by 7 points on the economy, 52% to 45%. Why is this important? Because when you look at the reason that Biden is up, they added 2 questions. What do you think about Trump? And then the 2 questions are the pandemic and race relations. Okay, this was 3 days before George Floyd was murdered. Biden said, "You ain't black if you have to decide between him or Trump." That was a horrendous and atrocious comment and a racist comment. But everyone swept it under the rug because it's Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, what they're doing, the Democratic Party, is phenomenal in terms of its duplicity and disingenuous. You see them, they're kneeling now, all the House of Representatives and Democrats in the Senate. That if they're not, they'll never kneel during the national anthem, and that's the biggest cultural, battle debate. That's how disingenuous and duplicitous the Democratic Party is. They were obsessed over Russia and Ukraine, and now they're obsessed, and then the pandemic, now they're obsessed over trying to sweep under the rug what Biden stated 3 days before George Floyd was murdered in a Democratic city. So it happens in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Democratic Mayor Justin Trudeau wannabe, Democratic Governor Amy Klobuchar didn't even press charges against, didn't even indict the officer who did this years prior because he had a history of brutality or incidents, excessive force incidents. Then you have Val Demings, who she was chief of police in Florida. Her police department has a history of excessive force. Then you have Kamala Harris, who was a prosecutor, and she withheld exculpatory evidence from people. So it's like we can go. I mean, they are brilliant at public relations because right now everything's Trump's fault, but that's the only reason they're up. The pandemic is Trump's fault, even though 3 to 4 states run by Democrats, New York, New Jersey, Michigan, and Illinois, have over half of all the lives lost because of the pandemic. This is a fact. How they get away with this, we don't know. The wonderful governor of New York sent sick people, infected people, into old age homes. So that spiked the toll of lives lost. But here you look, and in terms of every demographic, independents, and this is independents have a 16-point lead in terms of whether Trump, I'm going to take a screenshot of this, a 16-point lead. My God, a 16-point lead. So you look at, this is unbelievable. I might title this segment just on that. This is unbelievable. Among independents, and then they say, well, he's losing independent voters. The most important topic, this is why you never trust polls. They've been off throughout. They were talking about Clinton winning Texas and Arizona in 2016. The New York Times, the Washington Post, other publications wrote, could Hillary Clinton win Texas? Okay. Biden has 40% of independents who trust him on the economy or who think that he would be good on the economy. Okay. Now I'm going to ask, this is the actual question. Now I'm going to mention a few issues for you. Please tell me if you think Joe Biden or Donald Trump would better handle that issue if they were elected president. The economy. Okay, so not only does he have a 6-point lead nationwide, or a 5-point lead nationwide in the economy, but here, tell people below in the pinned comment that around 9 minutes I get to the most important, because I was looking at this, I didn't even realize, among independents, he has a 16-point lead. Among Republicans, it's 95% to 5%, but among independents, it's 56% to 40%. Ladies and gentlemen, not only will President Trump win the election, he's going to win the election, but he's going to do so against Hillary Clinton, because Biden is not, there's no way Biden's going to be nominee. This is the biggest charade of all time. We already knew in March 17th, by the way, that he would get all the delegates. That's a charade, too, because they're not legally bound. Don't trust me. The DNC spokeswoman said we are not officially nominating Joe Biden. So the hold that media and Democrats have on the average person is so great and powerful that even when the DNC spokeswoman says we are not officially nominating Joe Biden, nobody can believe it. They're like, oh, it was just a slip of the tongue. That'll be the biggest political call of all time. Share my Huffington Post and Times of Israel articles below. But this is unbelievable. 12% of Democrats think President Trump is better than Biden on the economy. I'm spending so much time here because the only reason that Biden has a 14-point lead in this CNN poll is they add two topics that have never been added. And two topics, by the way, that Democrats are horrendous on. Biden not only helped write the crime bill that ushered in an era of mass incarceration, but he, 3 days before George Floyd's life was taken, he said, "You ain't black if you vote for Trump." So it's like, the media, then you have nobody talking about the murder of David Dorn, who is a 77-year-old black man, a former police chief, a police captain in St. Louis, whose life was taken from him because he was, and then I believe somebody was charged today in relation to his murder. But then you have this honorable, heroic, David Dorn, God bless his memory, God bless the memory of George Floyd. David Dorn is the epitome of heroism and courage and bravery. Here's a man who at 2:30 in the morning, so you have people at 2:30 in the morning breaking the curfews because everything's so peaceful, breaking curfews, and helping contribute to the $1.4 billion, over $1.4 billion in property damage, according to one estimate, around the country, in addition to 10,000 arrests because it was very peaceful. So you have at 2:30 in the morning, David Dorn defending his friend's business, not even his business, and he loses his life. And the horrific atrocity was captured on Facebook Live. And then, Democrats, media, why aren't they talking about it? Because his life is not part of their narrative. His life, and God bless his memory, David Dorn, is not part of the Democratic Party's narrative. Democrats will latch on and embrace to any movement as long as it benefits them politically. People know this, by the way, and they're not really deceiving many people. But anyway, 16% of independent voters. This is unbelievable. I'm going to take another screenshot of this. 16% of independent voters. 16% of independent voters. That they're going to decide the election, side with Trump on the economy. And on moderate voters, moderates, leaning liberal or middle of the road, it's tied. But even liberal voters, 14% pick Trump. So if you have 16% of independent voters voting who believe a candidate is better on the economy, and the economy is the most important issue, let me just see this again because this is unbelievable. To my 15-minute crowd, let people know in the pinned comment that at around 10 or 12 or 13 minutes or so, I start talking about the most important element of this entire CNN poll that says Biden is up by 14. This is a really important segment, ladies and gentlemen, because it kind of shows you exactly why President Trump's going to win. Yep, independent, others. So Biden 40% on the economy, Trump 56%. Oh my God, I got to take a screenshot of this. Okay, 56% to 40%. He leads by 16 points among independent voters in the economy. Trump leads by 16 points among voters who will decide the election in swing states. Think about that on the most important issue. Think about that for a second. It's not like, a 1 or 2 point lead among a certain important demographic. It's not like a 5 or 6 point lead. It's not even a 10 point lead, which would be astronomical. It's a 16 point lead. It's a massive, enormous lead among independents on the most important subject matter, on the most important topic. People always vote on the economy. People have always voted. Bill Clinton, it's the economy, stupid. People always vote on the economy. And now, then you add in voter enthusiasm. There's a gap of 40 points? 34, about 30% for Biden, and then 70% for Trump. And then you add in the fact that they don't have money with Biden, 97 million to 255 million with President Trump. Hillary Clinton will be nominee at that convention. The delegates will vote for Hillary Clinton. That's how it happens. How? Why? Like the reasoning they give to voters to try to pretend that it's not a political machine like Tammany Hall. The reasoning they give, I don't know. He could jump into the reflecting pool without any clothes on, enjoy the visual, enjoy your day, start the week. I don't know how it happens. But it's going to happen. So, I don't know how it happens, but it's going to happen. Give me your thoughts below. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. I'll have a segment up on there right now. So after this, please go ahead and watch that channel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is happening almost in slow motion, but actually, really, it's happening quite rapidly. It's June 8th. June, July, and they have June, July, and August to find some way to give Clinton the nomination from Biden. Hillary Clinton is the only chance they have. I'm saying this from somebody who's not a fan. I wrote endless articles in The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Cleveland Plain Dealer. I wrote about 100 articles saying, and almost all of them went viral because editors agreed with me, or editors said that, hey, you know what, this man has a good argument here. But at the Huffington Post, the Hill, Salon, saying Bernie Sanders was infinitely better than Clinton. Now Bernie is just a walking doormat and a tool of the Democratic Party. He'll regurgitate anything. Oh, yeah, Russia did it. Oh, Russia, if you're listening. But anyway, Hillary Clinton's the only chance they have. That is obvious. If it's Biden, people could spend years saying, "Oh, you said it was going to be Clinton." Yes, she could have possibly won. I give her a 20% chance of winning. My prediction is that President Trump is going to win, and he's going to defeat Hillary Clinton. Biden and Clinton can't win, but Clinton could get closest, or will get closest. The only chance they have is with Hillary Clinton. They have no chance with Biden. Zero chance. You have to add topics within polls that have never been added before. Okay? And then he gets the lead. But on big topics, the biggest, most important issue, the economy, he has a 16-point deficit. 16-point deficit on the economy. 56% of independents choose Trump. 40% of independents choose Biden on the economy. Okay, that wouldn't be the case for Clinton because, the Wall Street speeches, and everybody knows she's a friend of Wall Street, and so through that they can kind of maneuver. Well, she's good with the economy too. Give me your thoughts below. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel right now, and with H.A. Goodman's Hyperbole Translator, which was formerly Bizarre World Goodman. We'll see what I do with it. I'm going to do something with it. But give me your thoughts. Thanks, everybody. This is an important segment. Give me your thoughts. If you want to support my voice long term, my Patreon is below. To my new Patreon members, thank you so very, very much.